How Israel's assassination used deception and distraction to lull the Houthi leadership into a false sense of security. It all started with Israel investing massive effort into penetrating the Houthi leadership's security and communications. Here are the deception tactics. The key? Creating a false sense of security. Let's dive into it. Information was tightly controlled, and any reconnaissance activity was either hidden or made to seem unimportant, ensuring movements went undetected or were dismissed as irrelevant. Deliberate radio silence and the spread of false intelligence through intermediaries reassured the Houthis that their leadership wasn't in immediate danger. Israeli intelligence took extra care to avoid aggressive drone surveillance or visible tracking that could tip off the Houthis about an impending strike. Surveillance flights and operational patterns were minimized or kept unchanged, allowing Houthi officials to feel safe enough to gather openly. Then came exploiting the behavioral patterns of the opposition. Israeli operatives noticed that Houthi leaders often gathered during symbolic events, especially during broadcasts by Abdul Malik al-Houthi. By pairing this intel with movement data, Israel could pinpoint exactly when and where the leadership would assemble. In the hours before the strike, Israeli intelligence conducted last-minute confirmations using satellite imagery, signal interceptions, and likely drone surveillance to verify that the Prime Minister and senior ministers were gathered at a villa in Beit B near Sana'a in sufficient numbers for a surgical attack. Once confirmed, Israel launched a coordinated airstrike. Jets took off from Israel, flying low over the Red Sea to evade radar, using aerial refueling, likely with Boeing KC-707 or KC-46 tanker aircraft, to extend their range for the round trip. The route avoided hostile territory whenever possible, sticking to neutral or friendly air corridors and maneuvering near Saudi-controlled airspace. The Israeli Air Force deployed long-range fighter jets, likely F-35s or F-15s, armed with air-launched standoff missiles like those from the Rampage and Spice families, designed for precision strikes on heavily fortified, high-value targets. Naval assets may have supported the mission from the southern Red Sea. These aircraft operated beyond Yemen's borders, backed by refueling tankers, timing the attack for maximum impact. Israel minimized exposure through strict operational security, using deception and flyby patterns to keep the jets less visible to enemy radar. The strike was timed to coincide with a Houthi TV broadcast, hitting the villa where senior officials were gathered for maximum impact. The munitions struck with precision, instantly killing the Houthi Prime Minister, Ayman al-Hali, several senior ministers, and causing up to a dozen cabinet-level casualties. Mohammed Mafta, the deputy prime minister, was named interim leader. Credible reports suggest up to a dozen senior cabinet members may have died, with a larger strike on August 24 killing at least 10 and wounding over 90 others. Several officials, including those in defense and administration, were confirmed casualties, while others were injured and hospitalized. Let's break down Israel's strategy in launching a major long-range airstrike against Houthi-controlled targets in Yemen, one of the most extensive Israeli military operations in the region in recent years. This was Israel's response to a Houthi ballistic missile attack that landed near Ben Gurion Airport, disrupting commercial flights. For the operation, the Israeli Air Force deployed over 20 fighter jets, including advanced F-35 Iadir and F-15 aircraft. Given the long distance, roughly 1,800 kilometers between Israel and Yemen, mid-air refueling was critical, showcasing the IAF's ability to conduct high-precision operations far from its borders. Aerial refueling tankers and recon planes supported the mission. The operation was meticulously planned over months, with everything so streamlined that you could say it was almost automated. This allowed Israel to respond within just 24 hours of the missile attack using predetermined GPS codes. The airstrike aimed to weaken the Houthi military infrastructure and logistical network. Key targets included the ports of Hodeidah and Ras Isa, critical for importing goods and suspected of being entry points for alleged Iranian weaponry. Striking these disrupted Houthi supply chains and economic capabilities. The Houthi power plant near Sana'a was also hit to cut off energy resources vital to Houthi military operations. Media and local reports noted that the strikes hit Hodeidah port, urban districts like Al-Salakana and Al-Awak, and damaged cargo facilities in several privately owned factories, impacting the region's functionality. In total, Israeli jets dropped around 50 precision-guided munitions on pre-selected targets, including Hodeidah port and a cement factory near Beit B. While the exact munitions weren't specified, precision-guided bombs are standard for such operations. To understand Israel's air power, look at their strikes on Iranian military targets. The Israeli military often uses free-fall guided weapons, known as bunker-buster bombs, relying on laser targeting and military-grade GPS. Speaking of invasion, even our devices are constantly under attack from viruses and scammers. Take this email alert tool, for example. Now, check out my Netflix account. As you can see, I'm currently in Norway. To switch to a US server, I just click here, refresh, and boom, now I'm accessing Netflix US. Beyond that, it includes robust antivirus software to protect your devices from viruses, malware, and tracking by ads, bots, or third parties. With Surfshark VPN, one subscription covers not just you but your friends or even your entire city if you wanted. Head to our link surf.com/italo. By using the promo link, you'll get 4 extra months free, backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee. Of the 80 bombs used, the IDF deployed the Mark 82, Bunker Buster, and GBU-39, part of a $3 billion purchase from the US. The Bunker Buster bomb has a laser sensor at the front, with adjustable fins just behind it. The midsection holds a 650 pounds warhead with tritonal explosive, a mix of 80% TNT and 20% aluminum powder. At the rear, there are retractable fins. To give you a sense of its size, the casing is about 5 meters long, made from a strong artillery barrel, with a diameter of roughly 37 centimeters, making it relatively narrow. The smaller cross-sectional area means the bomb displaces less material, earth or concrete, allowing it to penetrate up to 100 meters through reinforced bunkers or buildings. Here's how it works. Step 1. A laser illuminates the target, or GPS guidance is pre-assigned. Step 2. An F-15 jet flies near the target and releases the bomb. Step 3. Once dropped, the guidance system at the front connects with the tail fins, enabling precise adjustments to hit the target accurately. Step 4. This bunker buster bomb can penetrate about 6 meters of reinforced concrete or up to 100 feet of soft ground or buildings. Step 5. The GBU-28, for example, uses a delay fuse, detonating after penetration rather than on impact. With 700 pounds of TNT, it creates a blast radius of several hundred meters, significant for a bomb of this size. Why is Israel targeting the Houthis? It's because of their Palestine II ballistic missile, which can reach Israel in hours. Traveling at blistering speeds, the missile covers the distance from Yemen to Israel in minutes, leaving Israeli and Allied defense systems little time to react. What's more concerning is its ability to change course mid-flight, likely through a sophisticated skip gliding mechanism. Instead of a predictable arc, it bounces along the atmosphere's edge, shifting its trajectory to complicate interception. Experts suggest it's not fully hypersonic but has semi-hypersonic traits, allowing sharp maneuvers beyond older ballistic missiles. This disrupts systems like Israel's Arrow 3 and the US-developed THAAD, designed for predictable flight paths. There's also speculation it took a lower-than-usual route, possibly slipping under radar coverage for high-altitude threats. This is the Houthi Palestine II, based on Iran's advanced missile systems. It houses a hypersonic glide vehicle that detaches, allowing it to maneuver and glide at speeds between Mach 5 and 16. With a range of about 1,500 kilometers, slightly more than its predecessor, the Palestine I or Fatawin, its aerodynamic control surfaces enable steering to evade Israel's Arrow missile defense system. We also create original engineering content, so please subscribe and hit the notification bell for more videos.